England 30-24 Fiji. Owen Farrell's boot seals Rugby World Cup semi-final spot. Owen Farrell's boot took England to the Rugby World Cup semi-finals with a narrow victory against Fiji in Marseille. England led comfortably by 14 points with 15 minutes remaining, before Fiji Penai Ravai and Vilimoni Boditu both crossed in a frantic 4 minutes to level the score at 24-24. Farrell, whose name was booed when the team was announced in the stadium after he was chosen over George Ford to start at 10, vindicated his selection as his drop goal made it 27-24 with 8 minutes remaining. Another Farrell penalty in the 78th minute gave England slightly more breathing room. Nerves were high when the fly half's deliberate knock-on gave defiant Fiji a penalty with the clock in red, but England won the ball on the floor for a memorable victory. After Ireland and Wales lost on Saturday, England are the last home nation in the tournament and will now face holders South Africa on Saturday in a repeat of the 2019 final. The Springboks will pose a significantly greater challenge for an England team who enjoyed their best performance of the tournament so far after a turbulent 2023. England deliver for sea of fans. England went into the game as favourites, but after defeat by Fiji in a disappointing August of World Cup warm-up games and an inconsistent pool stage, expectations were generally low. England fans heavily outnumbered Fijians in Marseille and their side made sure it was worth the trip. The start was as vibrant as Fiji Orange Kit and the hits were as brutal as it gets. The breakdown had been identified as a vital area and Elliot Daly kicked to the corner after a delighted England had an early win on the floor. A pacey attack was battered by wave after wave of huge Fijian tackles, and when Steve Borthwick's side won a penalty in front of the posts, Farrell took the 3 points. Another chance soon came. England kept up the pace. A rolling maul made some headway before the ball was quickly recycled for Manu Tuilagi to win the muscle match and make it over for England's first try. Tom Curry avoided a yellow card for sliding underneath Yosua Tuisava in a dangerous-looking collision, and Fiji Frank Lamani slotted the resulting penalty. So far this year, England had failed to mold their individual talent into a cohesive attack. Against Fiji, there were smart, instinctive running lines. Ben Earl sent Joe Marchant through a gap. Johnny May was falling into touch but found Maro Itoje just in time. The attack swung right, then left, and Marchant found enough space to score. There had been a clash of heads between Fiji wing Vinaya Habozi and Marcus Smith in the lead-up, earning a yellow card for Habozi and a head injury assessment for Smith, which the fullback later passed. After a second missed kick by Lamani, momentum swung Fiji way. Despite being a player down, they capitalized on a sleeping England defence, and a show and go was enough for William Imada to dart over the line. Fiji continued to show their strength as a crowd of players carried Courtney Laws into touch, before 2 more Farrell penalties left England 21-10 up after a promising first half. England survived Fiji barrage. Borthwick spoke during the week about wanting his players to enjoy their time in an England shirt. For the first time in a while, it looked like they were. Daly was lively on the wing, and when used as an extra battering ram in the midfield, and Earl rampaged as much as he has all tournament. When the chance came, Farrell extended England's lead to 14 before the tide turned. Fiji had spoken in the build-up to the match of the expectation levels back home, and the full weight of that seemed to be on their backs as they began their barrage. Ravai eventually made it over, and Simeone Karuvali nailed the conversion but missed a penalty shortly after that would have cut England's lead to 4. Next, wing Semi Radradra powered through England defenders and made a neat offload, allowing Boditu to score and Karuvali to level the score at 24-24 with his conversion. England did not just have a nation on their backs, they were in the stadium. The vociferous fans willed their forwards into Fiji 22. There was no way through the defence, but there was space for Farrell to land the drop goal. A penalty followed, before England were forced to desperately defend against a prolonged Fijian attack valiantly trying to make its way to a first World Cup semi-final. Eventually, the Pacific Islanders were halted and England continued their journey to Paris. Owen should feel very proud of his performance. England head coach Steve Borthwick on captain Owen Farrell. He is a fantastic leader. He is the kind of leader I know I would want to follow onto the pitch. I think he is a brilliant player who thrives in the contest, and especially in these big occasions he just gets even better. We are very fortunate to have Owen as a player in this team and as our leader. He should feel very proud of his performance and the way he led the team. England captain Owen Farrell. It was what we expected. Fiji are a tough team that can turn it on in the blink of an eye. I thought we started the game really well, but we always knew Fiji were going to have some good patches, and they did. To find a way to win and get through to the semi-finals is a big step forward, but we know we have plenty of work to do. England flanker Ben Earl, speaking to BBC Radio 5 Live, "That is one of the best days of my career. I've not had a feeling like that at the end of the game, just huge relief. I am so pleased for the group and certain individuals. We owe it to them to keep playing another couple of weeks in the England shirt. I want to make the most of playing with Courtney Lawes, Owen Farrell and Dan Cole. These guys are greats of the game, never mind just English rugby. England's 2003 World Cup winner Matt Dawson on Radio 5 Live. Fiji players are heartbroken. They gave it their best shot without a question. England were magnificent in that first half, and all in all that was the best England performance in a number of months. England were tight and committed. Fair play to them. Lineups: England: Smith, May, Marchant, Tuilagi, Daly, Farrell, Capt, Mitchell, Genge, George, Cole, Itoje, Chesham, Laws, Curry, Earl. Replacements: Dan, Marler, Sinclair, Martin, Vunipola, Kerr, Ford, Lawrence. Fiji: Droasis, Habozi, Nyakalavu, Capt, Tuisava, Radradra, Boditu, Lamani, Maui, Ikanavir, Tagi, Nasilasila, Tusu, Tajitajavalu, Bodia, Mata. Replacements: Matavesi, Ravai, Doge, Darinalagi, Miramira, Karuvoli, Masi, Makala. Match officials. Referee: Mathieu Reynal, France. Assistants: Nick Berry, Australia, Pierre Brousset, France. TMO: Ben Whitehouse, Wales.